So good morning. So this is a meeting about one. There's only one. And what we're used to is everything is in two, like good and bad and me and you and all that. And then there's this, you could say, message saying, no, there's only one. There's a hand or a sound. And there's no one. There's no one. So there's no one inside, and that's what we assume, that we are there. This is my body. I'm in the world. I'm meeting people and living in circumstances they happen to me and all that. And then there's this message saying, no, there is no one and nothing is real, only apparently real. So nothing is happening. And there seems to be an apparent happening, like tables and streets and feelings. And there's already no one. So when people come to these meetings, there can be a feeling of discomfort and not feeling really satisfied or not feeling peace or all that, and searching for something else. And it seems to be like, oh, when there's no one, maybe that's some solution, that there will be no problems anymore and there will be freedom. The awful thing in this message is that it's already what's happening. There's no change. When there's no one, there's no change because there's already no one. There's already no one. So there never has been someone inside who decides and have a choice. There's no free will. There's no choice. There's no one. And there's nothing happening. This is a crazy message because we always living in that I'm existing and I'm here and have to deal with things and everything is happening to me, and how can I get my life work, something like that, get happy. When there's a little child, then like a baby, there's only one. It's moving and there's nothing going on, like looking at itself. And then when the brain is more sophisticated, and then there's a contracted energy, then suddenly it seems like I'm here and there's someone else, and there's the world. So there can be like a feeling of, oh, there's gone something wrong, or I'm not good enough, or something like that, that develops in the years. And then it's embodied, and that's so strong that there's a search for freedom or relaxation or happiness, and not wanting that pain or awful feelings, what you think they are happening to you. This is not a new way of living or trying to deal with life. It's not seeing that there's a world. It's not seeing that there's someone. And not seeing that everything is real. Nothing is real. It's only an appearance. Circumstances, energy seems to be like that. And there's only this. So there's also no time or space, distance. There's only this. And there's no space. There's no time. And when there's living in time and distance and space and everything, then there's a whole world. There's created a whole world of uh, circumstances and going to another place. There's only this. It's very, very simple and ordinary. It's moving a hand. It's sitting. It's a feeling for no one. And it's not even real. It's an apparent feeling that can happen in space or somewhere. So there's nothing happening. Nothing is real. That's amazing because we are so into everything is real and I am here. And how can I reach that? There's nothing to reach. It's already what's happening. It's already what's happening. So no hope for something else. But when there's some awareness, you can say that it's part of that whole me construct. And then looking at yourself, then that's a divider. It's like, oh, looking at yourself and thinking, this is nice, this is wrong, this is good, this is awful, this is like that. And when that's not there, it's what it is. It, it's already what it is. It's what it is. There's nothing right or wrong or awful or nice. It's what it is. It can be anger or any feeling. Freedom is also not a feeling. Freedom is everything, that it's everything. There's nothing excluded. So there's nothing right, there's nothing wrong. It's everything. It's what's happening, what's apparently happening. So there are also no relations because there's no one. So it's not happening to you, it's not because of this. There's no time, so there's also no because. There's also no consequences. There's only this. So it's new. It's new. And it's new. So no before, it's no time. We can imagine because when we're on holiday, then maybe there's no time. You don't know if it's Wednesday or Thursday. But also, if we think about yesterday, it seemed like, did it happen? Did it really happen? What was it? Sometimes there's no remembering, sometimes there is a remembering, but it's not that real. So already there can be something like, oh, maybe there's only this, but that's strange because everything on when me is there and I'm existing, it's trying to confirm that I'm existing and it's still real because that it's a threat to see or to feel that you don't exist. There's nothing happening, nothing is real. There's nothing to control, to in your hands. You don't have a hold. That can be a threat, or fear can happen when that's seen or felt. It's this. It's already what's happening. So there's nothing excluded. When there's a lot of thoughts, then there are thoughts happening. It's not for you. They don't have any meaning. We're thinking there's a content and this is happening and I have to listen to that and understand it. Thoughts are just energy going. So there's also no intention. There's nothing going on like trying to believe people what's said here. There's talking and that's it. And when there's a question, then there's a response. It's coming from nothing. But it's already there. It's not only here, it's everywhere. It's just, it comes and it goes. It's just nothing speaking. And it's already that everywhere. It's not only here. And on top of that, there can be a embodied belief that I'm speaking and I'm saying that and I'm selling it to you and all that. There's only speaking from nothing to nothing. It's going nowhere. This meeting also is going nowhere. Doesn't bring you anything. It doesn't need to because that what's happening is already it. It's already complete. So that's the freedom. There's no need to change or to do something else. And when there's doing something, then that's what's happening. It's not you doing that. There's no choice or free will. That's what's happening. And it's very easy, very simple and normal, not special or all that. So we can talk about this. Maybe there are questions or sharing. And if you want to, you can unmute yourself and just say something. Or there's already a chat, I see. Right. Hi, Rose. Sometimes in this choiceless world, I find myself praying, and this praying, even if there's nothing or everything, I feel it's hurt. I can be praying, but there's no one praying, and you can pray to I don't know what. There can be saying words, yeah. It's not wrong, it's not right either. It's just praying. And if there's a feeling it's hurt, there can be a feeling or a belief. Then when that belief is there, then that belief is there. Yeah, why not? When there's me, there's always wanting to feel better about himself or herself, or trying to change circumstances to feel good about yourself or the world. Because there's a sense there's something wrong, there's something not right yet, there's a need to fix something. So there's everything, and that's so embodied. That's the contraction. That contracted energy is so strong that there's something wrong and something not right yet, or I'm not good enough, or it's not satisfying. All that, and then there's going into the world and seeing maybe the world isn't working well, or maybe somebody else, or I'm not getting a job and it's the government, or it's me that's wrong. And there's always something going on, trying to heal that, trying to do something about it, trying to fix it. And then saying this message is saying, like, it's a misunderstanding that there's something wrong. It's what is. It's already what is. There's nothing wrong. There's also nothing right either. So there's no hope for something else. Because something else is it too. What what's happening is it already. This is not talking about a state of freedom or a state of happiness. It's everything. So there can be the freedom is that it's everything. So there can be feelings of tiredness or short of breath or just walking, no feelings. It's everything. And me is the whole construct, the survival mechanism that assumes that there's something wrong and helps to help trying to fix it, and does everything thinking about it to deal with what's going on, because it's seen like it's real, and we try to fix it by thinking about it or knowing or healing or doing things, because it feels like it's not justice or I'm responsible. When there's me, there's always the feeling there's something not right yet, and I have to fix it in a way. I want to fix it. I want something else. That's that whole me construct. Is there something wrong? And that's the misunderstanding, because there's nothing wrong or right. It's what it is. It's very simple.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of
So
course.
is it about not rejecting anything?
Hmm.
Well, that's a doing, of course, then. But the me is maybe rejecting or
Mm.
or saying it's good. Yeah, what you say it already then. Is it to nah, not accept, but let everything be or something?
No, because then that's what me wants. That there's something to I want to do something about it. So maybe then there's accepting or not rejecting or not judging or all that. But there's still that me going on trying to accept. And there can be for a week and there be a accepting. But then there's something happening and you don't you can't stand it, but then you say on top of that, oh, that's okay, but in somewhere is there's an anger or maybe something else. So there's always a dealing with what's going on. So it's endless trying to accept or trying to do. That's what me does, and to make it like, yeah, that's maybe more peaceful or give some rest. But it's always a doing, and there's always being busy with that. And this is talking about there's no one. So there's no one. Yeah, I say always, I don't know if that's English, but not being busy with whatever is happening. It's what it is. And there can be a feeling of then that's what's happening. Look at really little children. They are not busy
Mhm.
with trying to behave, and they're just there's an expression of whatever that's going on. There's nothing trying to deal with it. It's just happening, and that's it. For no one, it's just coming out like that, or whatever is going on. And when they are a little bit older, like 2 or older, then there's coming I want and all that. So there's something else dealing with what's going on. But before that, it's only what's happening. So there's nothing about accepting.
So how
So
can we come back to before that? You know,
sorry, what?
how can you get back to before that? You say like little children, they don't have that
Yeah, you can't.
thing.
You can't. So there's not there when there's a lot of things going on, like not accepting or whatever that's going on, then that's what's happening. Nothing is wrong with what's going on. And that we having some idea about when everything it has to be we have to be at peace or no. I always thought it's like total relaxation or there's always something. It's everything. So it doesn't matter what it is. But as when there's me looking at it, there's always like, oh, this is nice, this is wrong. Am I doing it right or all that? So when that's going on, then that's what's going on. You can't change that because there's no one, there's no choice. So when there's feeling I have a choice, then that feeling I have a choice goes on.
Mhm.
So you can't do anything with this message. It's like, oh my God, this is a message. And normally there's some rules or some advices or things. And then you hear, no, it's everything. Yeah. How can I deal with that? You can't. You can't. That's the awful part. That it and it's saying it's already that, but yeah, but then you say like, oh, no, not you, but somebody else. It's like, oh, but I don't want this. Yeah, but life isn't interested in what you want or whatever. Life doesn't see you as an individual. It's energy going like that. Has nothing to do with someone. It's energy. It's energetic. So there's no guilt or responsibility or choice. It's what's happening. It's everything. And it doesn't matter if you understand this or not understand it. It doesn't matter. It's about drinking water. There's nothing to understand that. It's that simple. And we're so used to have any constructs. When there's drinking water, there's on top of it, is this a good glass? Is this really drinking water? And there's so much going on about that. nothing has any meaning, but it feels like everything has meaning and all that. And then there's hearing, oh, nothing has any meaning. Sometimes it comes in and there's an opening, and sometimes you can't even understand. And there's, well, what is this? I don't know what's going on. It's energetic. So it's not about understanding or seeing this. That doesn't matter. It can be nice if you understand, but it doesn't matter.
I can also imagine that understanding it is like actually a problem, something.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
think I understand it, but that doesn't mean anything. Well,
no,
it's
that's
maybe, yeah, nice you can
yeah,
say, oh, I understand it.
yeah,
But then
yeah.
what?
That's it. Yeah, and now, and
Yeah.
now, yeah,
And
yeah,
now,
yeah.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah, but that's it. It's so embodied, that whole construct and surviving, and that's going on. And there can be still that, maybe it's about accepting, then there can be an issue, and then there still be then that goes on. And then sometimes there, what can happen in this meeting, those concepts or beliefs are not that strong anymore, or they're a bit shaky, can be. So it's not that strong. That can happens a lot, that it was so solid and real, and then suddenly it's not that. You don't even, it maybe it's not even noticed, but it can't be that solid or real anymore. So it's maybe like that, and then something can happen. But so it's about loss in that sense, you could say.
Mhm.
You can't do anything because there's no one. There's no one inside. It's so, you can understand, oh yeah, there's no one, and then 5 minutes later there's already that I'm here and that's going on. It's embodied. It's not an it's what you say, it's not only the understanding, it's more than that. Yeah. And in the same time it doesn't matter, because that what's going on is life, and it's just body parts moving, and it's going nowhere. Well, wow, it feels so real, living in a real world with everything happening to you or to other people. Yeah. Already hearing that the world isn't real. It's like, what? Because we're so convinced that everything is real and solid, and there's an Africa or America or anything. It's a construct. Well, whoa. Yeah. There are some people talking about non duality, and they're saying there's only one, and there's no choice, and there's no one. And then 5 minutes later, they're talking about what you can do, and it's not even noticed. So it's so embodied and so strong. It can be like that. It's like, huh? What's going on? So it's so strong. When there's me, and that's contracted and that's embodied, then everything is pointing to me, is trying to heal me, trying to feel good about yourself in the end. So all the tone of the voice, everything is in the end coming back. It's like coming out and coming back to yourself in that sense. So it doesn't matter if it's going out. In the end, it's always about you. That's so strong. That's so embodied. There can be a lot of talking about doing for something, or there's no one, and in the end, it's coming back. So, and that can be felt or seen, and that can be so strong and not even noticed. And when that's all lost, it's suddenly like, oh my God, there's only what is. There can come back some moments that it's still there. There can be a contracted energy, and then it's going again. And then it's the freedom of saying what is said, or it's only what is. There's nothing with that, or no direction, or no pointing, or anything. It's what it is already. Because there's no one. There's not only Rose with no one or something. No, there's no Rose. That's the whole thing. There's nothing happening. There can be a face, but there's no life of Rose or something. No, there's only a voice speaking. That's it. So there are also no wrong questions or silly. because it can be any question about anything, about what is happening in the story. Because it's sometimes in non-duality meetings seems like a bit silly that you still believe that there's someone going, and what can I do with that, or I don't have money, what, all those questions can arise, and then maybe they're saying those questions. It doesn't matter if it's a question in the story. Then see what happens when that's coming up.
Well, that is actually maybe for a lot of people, or let's talk about myself, that
Mm,
you want to ask something again
yeah,
and you think, oh, maybe I don't do it now because I leave somebody else. And if you're
yeah,
always busy with somebody else may think of me, that's also something
sure, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
that we all have, of course.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that's why, yeah, and then it seems like silly. You're still living in the story because you know already there's no me. No, you don't, because that's so strong and you can know it, but that's what you said. It's just nothing. And then still everything goes on, and there are a lot of questions about that. Yeah, of course. And then
yeah,
we'll
but
see
you
what
also
happens. Yeah.
yeah, but you also think, what will somebody else think if I
Oh, yeah.
start talking again? Or huh?
Mm, yeah.
That's also I have it a lot, and that you're
Mm,
always too busy with what other people think of you.
yeah.
And it's also very, I know, I notice also that it's very, how zeg je het nou? Beperktje. It's very, you know,
Yeah. Limiting.
yeah,
Yeah.
it limits you when you are
Yeah.
busy with somebody else, what he thinks of you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
also in this meeting sometimes that you want to say something, but you don't want to say it because, yeah,
Yeah, but I think so many people have the same thing, because
yeah,
there's always, it's always there's somebody watching you all the
yeah,
time. It can be yourself, or
yes,
feeling
mhm,
it's other people.
yeah,
It's all the time like, there's something going on, and that restricts and feels like I have to behave in a certain way. In these meetings, I'm not talking about my life and my all my troubles, because that's silly, or
mhm,
and everybody's busy trying to behave in a certain way.
yeah,
That's the contraction. That's that whole me thinking, oh, I'm not right, and how can I behave in a way that people accept me or love me or
yeah.
anything. That's, yeah, of course,
And
that's
it's
so.
and it's at the same time so limited because then you're not free anymore.
Yeah. But that's me. That's that whole
Yeah,
construct.
yeah,
And it's about other people, or it can be in any circumstance. But this is a very strong one, of
yeah.
course. Yeah. And that makes, like, sometimes it feels like I can't say it. But it's not. The funny thing is, when there's a feeling and a lot of thoughts about, I'm not, maybe I shouldn't do that, or blah, 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 there can be thoughts like that. And there can be coming a question or not coming that question. But it's not because of those thoughts. When there's not coming that question, it's just not arising. So it's, we are so, like, all those thoughts are limiting us. They are not, because there is already no one. So those thoughts can be there. But we think, because of those thoughts, all and that, we're so programmed to think, because of that I cannot do this, or I have to deal with that, and then maybe I'm free, or all that. That's so complicated. We are so into that, or that's how people think and have constructs. It's when it's arising by itself or not. No cause, no reason. It's just as there may be a question, maybe silence, then that's what's happening for no reason. So it's already free.
But if I can see it like this, it's no problem anymore. You
Hmm.
know, that's
No.
that's
Yeah. No,
like
but here you can, there can be a hearing or not. And that, it
yeah,
doesn't matter, but it's funny to hear that it's because we're so into, and that you can't change that, of course, but it's so into cause and effect, and because of that I cannot do it, and all those thoughts, they're limiting me. There's no limitation, but oh, it's so convincing that it's like that. And that can be like hearing suddenly like, oh, I don't know what's happened with that, but yeah, that's what's
The
coming
thoughts
out.
are limitation. I
No, their thoughts are just thoughts. They don't have any meaning. But when it's
only if I
belief,
give a meaning. If I give
that's
meaning,
so,
then
yeah,
no,
that's so belief. They have a content, a meaning, and that can be so strong. You cannot change that. You cannot do something about it. But sometimes it's hearing those things, and then suddenly there can be a loss of loosening of those concepts because they're so it's not even convincing. It's like that, and then
yeah,
suddenly, oh,
it is,
maybe
yes.
it's not
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you. There was a question also, I saw.
yeah. I can. Thank you. What about people who can channel other people, aliens, angels, and bullshit? Bullshit. It's calling channeling. They're saying something and then saying it's an angel. Yeah, can say like that's an angel. What's coming out? It's just a voice coming out, maybe in a different tone as the tone of that person, but then there's a different tone of that person with information. Yeah, can be there, and calling it an angel. And then some people think that's more special than just talking like that. So there can be a lot of beliefs about that, and it's making something special. And when that's special, it's believed more, of course, because then when it's an angel, it should be the truth, or something like that. Yeah, can be a lot of things like that. It's very convincing for, it can be a huge belief because when there's people saying it's about God saying that, then there can be also a lot of people believe like, oh, I have to do that because God is saying that, or something like that. So there's some belief is very strong, Camilla, and there are so many beliefs. There's in all kind of ways, not even noticed sometimes. So embodied and so strong. But when there's everything is real and solid, it's a threat. Like, oh my God, I have to live in this world, and how can I do it? So there's a looking for a way for guidance or advice or things like that. People who know. So that's huge. People who have that guidance thing or talking about that. Seems like a lot of power in that because there's a lot of belief. It's only power because there's a belief. It's together. It's just words.
And because the belief in something is very powerful. It's very
Yeah,
powerful, eh? If you believe
yeah,
something, yeah, it's
yeah. Because
you
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 want
see
that.
it
It's
also.
so strong. Yeah, of
If
course,
you
and
see, yeah,
that's
it's a
so
yeah,
strong.
yeah.
And it gives something, and that whole contracted energy is confirmed, and it gives good feeling, and it's going. Yeah, yeah. So this is a threat for a lot of those beliefs because that's not confirming that there's someone that there's a lot of everything falls apart. That's not that can be something. Yeah. And at the same time, it's already apart. There's it's a lot of energy trying to hold it together. My God, it's tiring. There's a lot of energy going on like that. Because when all that is lost and there's nothing going on, like trying to keep it together, it just falls apart. Like everything. It falls just when it's not when there's no cleaning, everything falls apart. That's how it works. So there needs a lot of effort to go and to keep it going. And that belief and that effort is also not yours, but it's that energy. It's a drive, a huge drive can be there.
But you say it's not yours, but what is it then?
No,
There
it's
is
a
this
drive. It's
drive.
energetic. When that's so felt, it's so embodied. There's that I have to like that. It's not yours, but it's so going like that. Yeah, it's by itself. That's how energy. It's energetic. I can't explain that so more
And you
than
would
that.
say it's not yours, of course, but it's not, it's coming from somewhere and going somewhere. It's not like,
It's just that drive, and it's not coming or going. It's because there's nothing happening, nothing is real. So that we think there's a whole body and that's there. There's no whole, that's also a concept that the body is real and there's always there. There's a hand, and then that's everything. Everything falls apart. It's crazy because we're so convinced that the body and that's real, or my house, or no. This is, you can't even imagine how that's what that is. You don't need to. Doesn't matter. But then it can be, there's a lot of concepts seem so normal, like you don't even question it, and then it's questioned here. Yeah, it's like, oh, also that is not real. Oh my God. Well, I was always sure the body. Everything I heard and about this message and but I never questioned the body wasn't real. That was just never questioned. And then suddenly I was sitting in the garden and suddenly I didn't see the body anymore. It was like how there was a panic also. Like what is that? I want it back. It was so strange. I never and then it came back and then it was seen again but that was such a shock because that was never heard when I was with Tony Parsons, and when maybe he said that, I don't know, but it was never heard. Yeah. And it's also not about the content of what is said here. There's something, it it doesn't need to be understood or heard. There's something underneath going on too. There's nothing going on about right or wrong or things like that. It's just what it is. So that's energetic also in these meetings. That can be sensed, something like that. Sometimes there's a threat or a relaxation because it's not about right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. Can't be there. It's a construct. It's what it is. It can also be a belief that this is right, something is really right, and something is really wrong, and wanting to say that. That can be. Please do. If you don't agree, please say it. Of course.
But do you maybe think that if we are more relaxed, like, sometimes after a yoga lesson or something, then it's like empty for a little while, that if we are relaxed anyway, then we maybe, um, well, the me is not maybe falling away easily or something, or that you can do something, to,
Yeah. No.
no?
No, it has nothing to do with relaxation. I thought that
Maybe,
too.
yes, but,
Well, I was into that very
yeah,
long
yeah.
time. But no, it has nothing to do with it has to do with with nothing. So it's already what's going on. There can be relaxation, there can be stress. Then that's it. Then that's what's happening. Yeah. So what? Because then when there's relaxation, you think it's about relaxation. Then when there's stress, that doesn't feel right. So you have to do something about it. Then it's the same story again. It's not this or that. It's everything. Every when it's everything, it's everything. So what is wrong with stress or anger or watching television or I don't know what? It's what's happening. It's not nothing is real. So it's that what's going on. We are so into the story and how to behave and this is right and this is better for the body and all that. It's such a construct. We are so believing in that because we are thinking this is real and I have to take care and or not to take care or all that. It's an endless story about right and wrong. There's no right and wrong. There's what's apparently is happening and that's life, energetic, just going on. But what we do, what the brain can do also with people is abstracting and filling in. So it seems like a story because there seems to be time and before and after and because and all. So it's filling in the gaps. So it seems like a story and we believe in that and that wow, it's going on. There's no story. It's moving ahead, sitting. The streets, it's just chaos. Nothing is there's no story. So it doesn't matter what's happening, whatever it's happening, that's it. Just that. No meaning, just that. Mm.
But I understand that it's everything. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, that does.
I would
Yeah.
think maybe if I'm relaxed, then that me can easily can go away because sometimes it is away for a little while. That maybe but I don't know, that maybe if I'm relaxed, then there's
Mm.
less activity. So then maybe
Yeah.
there can also be like something not okay being okay, like,
I can.
that's,
Yeah, I understand. It's more easy then when
yeah,
when the body is relaxed. Yeah, but it has nothing to do with this. Yeah, it's a new way of living. Then that's why yoga is very popular because we think then
yeah,
everything is more easy and relaxed. I'm not that that "Rah, it has to go like this and all that. It's more comfortable. Yeah,
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 that's it, yeah.
like
But
that.
that, yeah, it's
Yeah,
comfortable.
yeah,
That's good, yeah.
can be like that. But it has nothing to do with me or no me. There's
No, no,
already no me. There's already no me. That's we are
oh, yeah.
so
You
into
keep forgetting
that
that.
whole beacon. Yeah, but that's so strong because we feel it's such a feeling, so strong feeling, belief that I'm here, I'm existing, and sometimes there's a lot of fuss about it or being busy with things, and sometimes it's not. A lot of times of the day that it's not
Yeah,
there when there's cooking or walking or maybe doing yoga. There's nothing going on, and then it comes back. It's a construct. What yeah, it's not always there like everything. It's not always there. It's coming and going like thoughts. But that belief that it's yours and it's you and that's you can say, oh, yeah, it's very clear there's no me, but it's so embodied, so it comes back in a more subtle way, can be there. It has nothing to do with what's going on because it's everything, so it doesn't matter what's going on. When there's relaxation, then there's relaxation. Yeah, life isn't interested in us. It's not seeing all kind of individuals. Some people thank God because they win a game or whatever. As if there's life looking at that as an individual. There are no individuals. It's just energetic going on, light, and then you see that. And we can abstract and fill in the gaps, so it feels like there's a whole life going on, my life with all the story, and I can tell about it. And yeah, well, it's a constructed energy. Can be
it's
very
actually so
strong.
funny that all those people in the world, and that my feeling is so important.
Yeah,
It's actually so funny. And
yeah.
who do you think you are? That's really, because yeah, it's well,
Yeah, if you see it, yeah, yeah. And what's also funny, there are no other people in the world. There's only this. Where is the world? There's this. It's very literally. It's that room, that table, that face on the computer. It's that. That's it. Nothing more. But we assume and we can imagine all that. We think it's real. Yeah. It's so simple. It's very ordinary, simple sitting. That's everything. Yeah, no problems, not a feeling of freedom. It's sitting or seeing a pencil or I don't know. It's just that. In that sense, it's singular. It's only that. Yeah, not special or amazing. Yeah, can say amazing. Sometimes I'm saying amazing because in comparison of all those stories and the simplicity is so stunning. It's like, oh, but in the same time, it's very ordinary. It's not all the time stunning. That's too much. And it's already that, of course, but it can be a whole story and a lot of beliefs and concepts about your life and the world and anything. But also that it's not a whole package. It's coming and going also. So all that, so the whole construct, like that's the me. It's not. It's sometimes this and then that and then those beliefs. So it's not a package or a thing.
You said you listened before to Tony Parsons and I don't know, but do you also listen nowadays to people with non-duality message or not anymore?
No, no, not
Because
no,
yeah,
not really. No, I just, but it's not for a reason. I just don't
it
think
doesn't
about it.
come.
It doesn't come up, so something
Oh,
like that. So
no.
it's like a no.
Hmm.
But there's no need to explain or to hear how it is, because doesn't matter. It's just drinking water. Yeah. Can I? What do I have to know about that? It's so simple. It's so simple. So very easy. But there's no choice and also no free will. So there can be thinking like, I want that. There can be there's still it just go on and then thinking about, oh, I want that in that. I want that to go there and when it's sunny, and then somebody says, no, no, you can't go. Oh, well, yeah. And then it changes and then yeah. so, so it's not it has yeah, there can be thinking I want that, but of of course there's no free will, but there can be a wanting
Hmm.
or a preference. Doesn't mean it, but that's already the case. There can be a preference, and then somebody said no, or I don't have that, or yeah, can be like oh, or not, or, yeah, it's the same. It's not different in that sense. Ah, there's a question. I suffer from loud noises every time there is a sound. I can feel upset. It's very immediate and I can see a direct cause and effect. When there's a when there's a belief, then there's sound and there's cause and effect. Then there's also experiencing that. So belief and experience are together. So if that's yeah, that's so embodied that there's cause and effect. So then you see it like it's like that. And then there can be a hearing like, oh, there is no cause and effect. But for me, it's like when I hear a sound, I feel upset, and that's very loud and like that. Yeah, there can be sound and there can be feeling upset, but that has nothing to do with each other. Hearing that, it's completely new and crazy, can be like that because it's so convincing that because of that sound you feel upset. And then there's hearing, no, there's it's new. There's only sound. There's only upset. It's not you are upset. It's that can be a feeling like, like that. Or I don't know. Yeah, it can be like that. And when there's an experience and a belief like that, but because of this, that's happening. So when and it's happening to me is feeling like, oh, that's awful. I don't want that, or I would like to have it different and being busy with that. So it makes it more solid and real and trying to fix or to deal with that. So it makes it more real. And this is saying, no, there's only sound. Yeah, can be like that. Yeah, that's it. It's new. There's no connection, there are no relations between this or that. So sound, then something else, maybe drinking coffee. It's already gone. That's what me does. When there's something happening and it's happening in the body, it feels like, oh, it's happening to me. And oh, God. And it's picking it up and bringing it home and thinking, oh, how can I deal with this? And what can I do with that? And oh, and then the trouble starts. You don't have to deal with anything because there's no one. So that's so strong that I have to deal with this, taking it home or making it more real, more mine, and thinking, how can I deal with this? It's already gone, but that dealing with it, it's still going on. Mm.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. If you are upset because of that noise, maybe it's like, if I understand,
Mm.
I know it, of course. It's like because we don't want it, of course.
Mm.
So there's already something I don't want it, and then that noise is very
Mm.
irritating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before already we have something like I don't want this. Yeah,
Yeah, and also, but yeah, and there's also the relation of because of the sound, I feel this, and that feeling. But there are certain feelings, there are awful feelings, and certain feelings, there are nice feelings. That's so like we have there's a and that,
yeah,
well, it's a feeling, and it's that. But that's looking at it and then making it awful, and then you think, oh my God, you know, and then it's becoming something, and then having to deal with that, or oh, that's the whole thing.
then we make it bigger actually, huh? Because
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a noise, okay, it's a noise. Okay, yeah, what you
Yeah,
said.
but you can't say that to yourself. That's something else because that's
No,
already
no,
picking it up. So it's you can't, yeah, you can't do this, but there can be a hearing like, oh, yeah, that's different. But I don't know how or what, but it's making that whole construct like believing it's like that, uh, not that convincing anymore. Can be, not maybe not. Yeah, yeah. That cause and effect is so the normal way. We're so into that. Yeah. And then also what you say, I don't want that. I don't want to feel like that. Oh.
no. And well, first I
Then you
don't
have,
want the noise, and then I don't want to
yeah,
be irritated. So this
yeah,
double or something.
yeah. So you can try to look at the neighbors and trying to fix that, or oh, there's so many, but there's always trying to fix what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And some people are, of course, more sensitive for that noise than other people. But
yeah,
of
yeah.
course,
Can There's
yeah,
always something. There can be noise, or there can be a relation, or there can be
yeah, yeah,
no money, or there's always something to be busy with.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or we want something that isn't, or we
Yeah,
don't want something that is. Yeah, that's
yeah,
like
of
the
course.
talk. Yeah,
And if you have it, you think, yeah, what's that?
yeah,
It's endless. It's yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And somewhere we know that. We know that it's not like that. It's we're looking for it. It's not about money. It's not about that. But what is it? And it's looking in that in the whole story because that's the only thing we know in the story, like money or happiness or relaxation or, and still it's not that true. What is it? Yeah. Yeah, and it's completely out of the story, and then and it's so close in the same time because it's everything already. But you can't even imagine because we're always thinking in things. So you think something like that or something like that. Everything you can't imagine. That's you can't think about what is that? Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, fortunately, there are moments that it's, you just watch like before you watch your kid or something, and then you can just look at it and then no, then there's no agenda, then there's no thoughts,
Yeah,
just looking that, and we all know that feelings, then it's that we want actually, because
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Of course, yeah. It's a lot of even more times on the day. It's like that, just
yeah.
walking or yeah.
So we,
Mm.
we recognize it anyway, maybe if
I
well,
think a lot of time when there's no me, it's not recognized because
no,
who
of
is
course, no.
recognizing? No,
If
so
there's
it's like
me,
that.
yeah, it's
But
already,
somewhere when we talk about it, then it's like, oh, it's a resonance or a
yeah,
sense or yeah,
it is there, then you think like it is,
yeah,
but the time you say it, it's already gone, of course. It's
yeah,
like, yeah, this is it.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And we think it's a certain feeling because that's what we used to be busy with, a certain feeling
yeah.
or circumstances or what, and it has nothing to do with that. But how can we do that, or how we can? There's no clues then. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you could let every feeling be there, well, then it's no, if you get
How do you do
really,
that?
then it's no problem also. If you could,
Yeah, but
that's what,
that's an idea. It's a nice idea.
oh, it's a nice
That's a
idea.
lot. It can be in the therapy. Let it be like that. Just accept the feeling like it is and all that. And then suddenly it's coming and like, God, what is this? Of course. Yeah. There's somebody saying, always something to be busy with. That's interesting. What's very alive here is the longing to be with a woman. I feel it's not really a choice, it comes up. Feels so alive in the body right now. Would you still say this comes out of a need or is just what is? There can be a longing, and that, but then making like a woman or money or a woman, that seems like the solution. When there's a woman, it will be okay, and then that longing is gone, and then but everybody knows that when there's meeting a woman and it's okay, you have a relation, and then it comes back because it's not the way you really, there are some problems because she's not doing everything you need or all that. So there's always something going on like this is not perfect or this is not completely free or what I long for. What I long for is know me, but there's always looking in the story for some solution, and so there's a need. So it can be that longing, and that longing can be very strong, but it's just that feeling. It's not longing for something, it's a longing. There's no need to name it in a certain way. That's what we're used to, that name it or feel like, oh, what is this? Oh, yeah, I have that, and then they're making a story of it. It's that feeling. That's it. It's just longing. Yeah. And maybe even the word longing is already making something of it. There can be that feeling, just that, not even knowing in that sense what it is. There can be that feeling. Yeah. Or something else. Yeah. Sometimes it's stronger. Sometimes you don't even know how to say it, what it is. Yeah. It's just a feeling. And what we are used to is look at it and then thinking, what is this? Oh, well, and then getting the story of to fix it or to do something about it. There can be feelings. That's life. But it's not your feeling. It's a feeling. It's not even a feeling in the body. It can be, because we are so used to say that this is the body and inside the body, the feelings are inside the body and they're mine. it's not even inside the body, because we are we can look, then you see that that's the border. But even if you close your eyes, you don't know where the feeling is. It's somewhere in space, so it's not yours. It's can come, longing. It's there, comes and goes like that, like thoughts, like fleas. Yeah. We're always into distance. A fly is over there, so it's not mine. But a feeling, it's also somewhere, and then you can't see it, so it's assumed it's in the body. No, it's just a feeling somewhere, or sound. Yeah. Mm. No, no hope. No, no need for hope. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing. It's complete with that feeling of maybe longing. How do you call it? That feel. That's the completeness. That's what's happening. Can be anything. Longing. Yeah. Mm. Mm. When there's nothing going on, like trying to fix it or to change, or when that all is not coming up, like you could say that, and that can be for some moments or longer. Well, that's that kind. It's like what it is. Then what it is it's such a freedom, and it's just trying to name it in a certain way. It's impossible, but it's a freedom, and there's a joy in it. It's aliveness, and it's everything. So it doesn't matter what it is. It can be a feeling of, maybe of, you call it longing, but a feeling there. But it doesn't mean it's a nice feeling of off. It's not. It's not even thought of it like awful or nice. That's already something on top of that. When that's not happening, it's a feeling can happen, and that it's what it is. That's such a freedom. And so it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter the circumstances, what it is, because those circumstances are it. So there's no looking for something else. I don't know how to say it. It's so can be like that. So when there's talking about it, it's stronger. When it's just happening like that, it's just happening like that. But there's underneath. It's a joy, because and a freedom, and it doesn't matter what feeling, what circumstances, sitting in the garden or walking behind a car. Wah, wah, that's what's happening. It it's, you can't even say how it is, but it's the freedom of, there's nothing wrong or right. It's what it is. And it's not my freedom or Rose is that. No, it has nothing to do with Rose. It's life is already freedom. Is already what is. So it's already aliveness, and a joy or unconditional love. It's unconditional love. It's not saying this is right or this is wrong. It's unconditional. So that's a love. You could say it's love, because it's not saying this is right or this is wrong. It's love. Can't even say why. It's just that. That's the freedom. And that whole construct about everything what's going on and then contracted, even contracted energy is it. It doesn't matter what it is. Even thinking, oh, there's still that me and I'm so busy with all that, or that's unconditional love. Thoughting, contracting. It doesn't matter what it is. It's everything already. It has nothing to do with an individual or do I want it. When there's a sort I don't want it, then that's it. Then that's what's happening. So it can't be not it. Of course, it cannot be not it. It's everything. Oh. This is it. This is it. Already. It's already complete as it is. So nothing to find. There's, there's nothing to find. There's nothing to look for because that what's already is happening. is it. It's everything. So it doesn't matter what it is. It's everything. The way the body is moving, thoughts are going, bodies, streets, noises. It's what it is. For no one. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Thanks, Rose.
Bye bye.
thank you.